I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh,
hey.
Hey. But I feel
right. You gotta.
I know, right? Get me out of this house.
please, somebody rescue me.
What's up, After Buzzers? We're back again on another night of quarantine and chill. We don't have that much to talk about because we're only going to cover episode 5 today. So we're going to talk about Marie and her boo thing finally, getting to the sexual connection. Then we also have Nia and her off the grid boo, Big Sean, Tristan, who is fine as ever. And then we have Hattie and Ida B, who's forming this strong connection as well. So before we get started, I'm Mani J, and I am joined by two lovely hosts.
Yep, you got your man Deep Tyler Tyson in the building.
It's me, Cortez.
Hey. I'm like, I can't even.
Oh.
Well, I hear you.
Wait a minute.
Swipe left. Usually that's not a good thing to do, but swipe left. It should.
Okay, yeah, because y'all see me now?
Yeah. I see you the whole time.
Okay, cool. So, what are you guys' overall feelings of tonight's episode?
Cortez, you can go first.
I think some things that we talked about last week in the previous after shows that are starting to, there's more light being shined to it. And it's just one thing that I got from it was Miss Marie. I am worried for her for several reasons because she has a lot that that's still my girl. I'm gonna advocate. I know y'all really don't care for her, but I think she's getting herself in more like unfolding in more drama, and I'm kind of scared now, especially after this episode. I'm like kind of worried, like, oh girl, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Yeah, I agree. She's not my favorite character on the show, but her storyline is becoming a little bit more interesting to me a little bit. And like you said, I do think she is just going down a road that is just going to blow her, no pun intended, gonna blow her mind. So I'm interested to see where that story goes completely.
Yes, I'm right there with you guys. I feel like this episode made me just super duper interested in everyone's story. Like there's no one story that I'm not just like eager to find out, like what's gonna happen with Tristan and Nia, what's gonna happen with Hattie and Ida B. That's probably at my top. And then with Marie and I believe it's her husband. Did we ever figure that out? Is this her husband or her boyfriend?
It's her boyfriend. I believe in the last scene they kind of revealed that it was her boyfriend.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So definitely interested in seeing how all of these different relationships are going to play out. So the start of the episode was very crazy and funny to me because I could have sworn, I'm like, is it an earthquake or are they really getting it in like this?
It could have been either. In LA, we don't know what it could have been.
Right. But then turns out it was an earthquake. And we found that out because Nia sent Tristan an email, which I thought was super interesting. I don't know do you guys send emails to people you're dating to check up on it?
No.
Well,
if I'm sending an email, that means that I've been blocked and I got to find a way to get to you. But that's a different story. So
yeah, and then Tristan, he's obviously a different story as well because he's off the grid. He's not feeling the phone thing. But yes, so just getting into the beginning of the episode with Hattie, was she getting some fellatio, some head from somebody completely different on Marie's couch? Or was it a blow-up bed?
I have.
Yeah. Have y'all ever had a situation where y'all were like either spending the night in a hotel? Well, never mind. Have y'all ever had this?
Where is going, Tyler?
I was just asking if you've ever been in that situation. That's all.
You about to spill some Tyler tea?
You know, I'm always trying to tell my business, so I'm gonna hush. Ahead with the show.
Yeah, so what are y'all feeling about Hattie still? Like, she's still sleeping in Marie's living room, and she be getting it in. And it don't seem like Marie be tripping too much. So how y'all feeling about this whole relationship with Marie and Hattie right now?
It's very tense. Like, for one, I don't understand how she's allowing her to come and be in her house and have company like that. I know we talked about this last week, but it's like, I guess if it was one girl, it's like multiple girls that they don't have any connection or tie with her, and their relationship, like, they kind of be in each other's business. So now that they're in the house with each other, like, Marie can see everybody that Hattie comes over, and then Hattie clearly knows all the business from Marie and her boyfriend. So it's just like, their relationship is weird, you know, and obviously if you see how it ended, I'm curious to know, like, what's going to be the point to where they be like, you know, because they always get to that point and then it kind of stops.
Yeah, that's why, you know, right now I definitely can't do roommates for that exact reason. Like, it's just to a point where I honestly, I don't want to know what's going on in my really close friends unless they want to tell me. I don't want to hear the action going on, and I damn sure don't want you to hear what I got going on. Because, you know, the days of sneaking somebody in, or like you got to jump over, no, I'm not doing all that. So, and then being in that position, I remember when I first moved to LA, and like I said, I stayed on a friend's couch for like 2.5, 3 months. The idea of trying to get it in on a couch, no. I
wouldn't feel comfortable.
No, I don't have it. I don't have the. I was gonna say I don't have the balls, but I do. I was gonna say I don't have the balls. Y'all know what I mean.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm just like, for me, I'm wondering, like, when is that point gonna come where they're just gonna super duper clash? Because it's just interesting to me that she's even staying with Marie, because Marie is the super, like, strict and prude type of character, whereas Nia is more, you know, relax, let's take a deep breath, let's think about this. So I just wonder how it would have played out if she was actually staying with Nia instead.
But see, Nia won't let that happen though, because Nia is that take a breath type person. People like that, we think things through. And so once you ask us, we've already run through a bunch of scenarios and we already know the best answer. You saw when it happened, she was like, well, you can't stay here. I can help you find someplace, but here ain't
this ain't it. Yes, I'm just thinking about, so when Marie, after that whole scene, Marie kind of went to work, and her husband, for the first time, I think they kind of had like this sexual conversation, you know, while she was at her desk, and he mentioned missionary. So at that point, I'm like, yes, finally, like, yes, let's talk about this missionary position, because I remember, you know, we mentioned in the previous episodes how he was more so on like, girl, let me hit it from the back, like the back. So how did y'all feel about hearing that conversation? I was just so happy to see her flirting with her husband. I mean, her boyfriend.
Shocked. I was shocked to see, you know, but I mean, like you said, I was glad he was trying to hit it from the front. All he wanted to do is hit it from the back.
You said you were like, is that what you said? You said you were shocked?
Yeah, because I mean, you know, at the beginning of the season, like, he only really wanted to do it from the back. You know, so to say missionary, it's like, okay, you actually want to see her face now.
But this is what's interesting to me, and I don't know, like, for me, I still feel like we as a society, like, we keep trying to put stuff in labels, like, oh, well, if you say it like this, or do it like this, or wear it like this, then that means that. And we don't live in that society anymore. Like, we don't live in a society where, oh, if you have your ear pierced on the right side, then that means you're gay. Or if you have it pierced on the left side with a loop at the top, then that means you're bi. Like, there are little code signals to how you wear your clothes and your hair, and all of that is gone. And so the idea that, oh, well, if you like it from the back, or you only want to hit it from the back, oh, you must be gay. No, most men like to see that, because even gay, straight, bi, whatever, we all like ass. So we just like that visual. That doesn't mean that, oh, I'm not attracted to you because you're a woman, so I just want to have you face that way, and I'm gonna pretend in my mind that you're a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, there are some people that do that, but that's not a one size fits all for everyone. So I just wish that there's another stereotype that I'm sure we'll talk about, or maybe I'll bring up later. That just kind of stood out to me, like, oh wow, this is still considered like disgusting. But we'll talk about that later.
You know what? I'm so happy you brought that up at this time because, once Marie gets home and they start watching porn together, so I was excited that they were having the missionary conversation because we were already on our just assuming type of wave. So it's nice to have you on this opposing side, like, hey, that does not mean that this is that. Even though I'm still like, Tyler, I don't know.
Oh yes.
Brody's looking a little, he's not telling Marie something.
Right.
But I thought it was very interesting that once they did pull up the porn, he was she's like, yeah, threesome, that's cool. And then the threesome was 2 guys and 1 girl.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me, I'm not a man and I'm a woman. And I know that women be fantasizing about,
absolutely.
things, right? But men are not into that. Well, not all men, because most men are like, oh, no, that's gay. Right. So it was interesting that they did throw that in there. And I know for Marie, apparently it's on the screen, it looks like that made her even more concerned. So how did you guys feel about that moment there when they played this porno and it was 2 guys and 1 girl?
You want to go first?
Okay, so I was very intrigued, if you ask me, by the scene. I was like, oh, what's going on here? I was hoping that the girl would actually move. But anyway, that's beyond the point. I thought that, like you said, it played into that. We've been talking about this since last week when I was talking, and I said that I wasn't sure if he was, or was the show trying to make it seem like what Tyler said, that it was just showing like that people appreciate different things without falling to their stereotype. So obviously she has already had suspicions that, or she feels like he is into men regardless. But maybe, I don't know, maybe he could have like warned her or something, to give, because I mean, he didn't really give her the opportunity to prepare. He just said threesome. But
right.
Obviously, if you think of a threesome, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a woman, but I'm not going to think of that, for my man, because that's just not what society would, think of. So he could have gave her a warning.
But me, no, I'm just playing.
Yeah, I'm like Cortez. So in most real life scenarios, there's usually a warning. Like there's a conversation that's had. There's like, and not even a conversation like, yo, I want to have a threesome. Me, you, and another guy. Like it's just that just like with everything else, you kind of fish and you feel like, okay, how is she? Is she comfortable with this? Does she like this? What are your fantasies? Like you start that conversation. And most men, if they're, being real about it, they'll tell you, oh yeah, I have a secret fantasy where I just wanted like 2 guys to just like give it to me. But, I've just been too afraid. And they elaborate from there. But I feel like that part I felt like was missing from the storyline. I feel like in most normal real life scenarios, there's a little bit of a conversation. If we're going to jump into the threesome conversation and activities, and I'm at the point where I'm pulling up the porno, like, you at least warn people what you're about to see. But he didn't do that. And she should say, I don't understand why she's not saying anything. Like, why sit here and be awkward? Why sit here and be pissed off and be in your head about it when you can just say, oh, we need to talk about this?
Yeah.
Like,
isn't it interesting that she's always super straight up with her friends and just very vocal about everything else, but this elephant in the room, like.
Let me ask you this. I want to see if y'all caught this. And this is what I was talking about earlier, when they showed the guy come into the, when they like panned and showed the actual porn part, and the guy was opening the door because there was a knock at the door and the guy came in. Did you notice that right when the two guys were about to kiss, they quickly changed the screen and went to a whole, like you didn't see it. Not saying that this is something that everybody wants to see, but when the two girls are kissed, they immediately, like, there's no allude to it. We see it. We can taste it if we want to. Like, it's that blatant. But with the two guys, it's still looked at as like disgusting. And I'm not here to argue one side or the other. I'm just observe and then bring it to you. And so that was one of the things that I noticed. I was like, oh wow, okay, cool. So this is still considered like disgusting or not disgusting. What's the word I'm looking for? It's considered too provocative or something for on TV to have two guys kissing. And I just thought that was interesting that in 2020, that's where we still are. Because I'm almost positive we've all seen two guys kissing.
Yeah. I think that scene ties into, you know, the later conversation that Hattie B has when she's talking about Ida. I keep saying Ida B. Ida, is it Ida B? No, Hattie and Ida. Oh my God. I don't want some chicken. Okay. I keep thinking of the conversation that Hattie has with Marie and Nia. Okay, come back. I cannot. What? Hattie B. Oh my God. So yeah. So later on, if you remember, there was a conversation she has with Marie and Nia when she's talking about Ida liking Hattie, and she's like saying like basically what she say? So what did she say?
But she fluid or.
Yeah, like why can't she date a straight girl or something like that?
Talking about the freedom that women have, because she said women are complex.
Yes, that's it. The freedom that women have versus exactly. And so I think it was kind of like the message was all tied together because she basically, you know, further validated that, okay, if from that scene that, you know, it's not okay for men to, you know, show that side versus for women, you know, it seemed to be, you know, appropriate or, you know, normalized. Like it's okay. So yeah, that was I caught that too. I didn't think about it until you said it just now. I'm like, oh yeah, she did say that. I'm like, that's very deep, Hattie. Yeah, go girl.
Notice how everybody jumped on Tank because Tank said something similar and he didn't bat away. He said it was a little graphic because he said something to the effect of like, if a guy does oral on another guy, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's gay. He just did oral, like just take the action for what it is. He did oral on a guy. And everybody, like I said, we as a people like things to have a label. If it does this, then it automatically means this, and it's black and white. That's just not always the case. Like we really do. That kind of is where the term fluid comes into play. Like if you can't put it, you just let things happen based on natural attraction and connection.
Wow. Yeah. So going back to what is Marie's boyfriend's name again? Is it
Marie's boyfriend?
Yeah, is it Chuck?
I do not even know his name.
Tell you.
Is his name Chuck? It's not Chuck. Did I just pull that from somewhere?
I think you might have pulled that. It might be. Who knows?
You want to call him Chuck?
Yeah, let's call him. It is Chuck. Okay, so Chuck. So going back to Chuck and Marie, when she was looking through his search engine, I believe that was his computer, and it was kind of just going through bisexuality and the African-American male. Do you guys remember that whole rundown? Whatever he was searching. So just even with that, do you guys think that maybe he's still trying to find himself or, you know, to come to terms with that? Because this conversation is not happening between them two. He's not bringing it up. He's not telling her anything. It's kind of reminding me of Love is Blind. I don't know if y'all got to see that yet.
Oh, Lord, not Diamond and, oh, Lord.
Yeah, that boy.
Diamond and what's his name, child?
Yeah, probably not that
Carlton,
deep.
yes.
Yeah, probably not that deep, but he's not saying anything and she's not saying anything because, you know, everyone's confused. So could it be that maybe he's still trying to figure it out?
Was that his history, or did she Google that? Because I thought she Googled that.
But they were on his computer, right? Because he searched up the porn and all of that. And remember, I don't remember which books he was referencing in the last episode. Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I think it was his computer though.
Well, either way, both as I said before, both of them should be honest with each other. He should be honest enough to say, even before they even got to this point, this is what I'm thinking, this is how I feel, this is what I like, what I don't like, blah, 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 blah. She, if and this is the part, because like I said, I'm not choosing a side in this whole situation, because I mean, it's make believe. But if I were her in that situation, and this is advice that I would give to any girl, ask a question. There's no reason for you to like hold in these thoughts and these feelings and be running around behind people's back, going through computers and phones, and just ask the question. Like, yo, what is this about? Have you ever been with the guy? Do you like guys? Like, yada, yada, yada. And then the woman has to be honest with herself and be like, is that something that you can handle? Because there are plenty of women that can handle a guy that either currently likes guys or has liked guys in the past. But if you're not one of those girls, you need to be honest and be like, yeah, I can't do it, and be out.
Yeah, I feel you.
But you gotta be, that's all. It's that simple.
Yeah. What about you, Tess?
I mean, I just feel like you said, that they should be honest. Like, there is no reason why she should have just found out that there was going to be a guy joining the porn. But I mean, the whole thing seemed to be spontaneous, you know, because he was just like, oh yeah, baby, a threesome, you know. And I guess in the moment she was like, oh, you know, girl, but you know, she tried to talk. She didn't really address him the last episode, but she kind of asked him, like, you know, what was that? But she's selective, you know, versus asking why was she talking to this guy, you know, at the bar, at the cocktail party. She probably should be asking, well, why this book? And, you know, what's the fetish with just from behind? It's questions like that, maybe to get down, because she's asking the wrong questions, you know. I think she's addressing the wrong things, the things that are like, huh?
I said she's asking the wrong questions, but then when she's not, she's getting mad. And it's like, that part makes no sense. When you're getting mad and frustrated, please understand your partner is going to feel this, and it's going to cause friction, and it's going to just say like whatever it is so that you don't have to be mad.
Right. Well, let's also.
My bad, go ahead.
I was just going to say, let's also remember that Nia did a little, I forget what it's called, but she did her little crystal pentagon swing type of thing. And she's having some type of sacral blockage. So that could also be affecting her communication skills right now when it's coming to something so deep in this regard for her.
True. That's true.
I mean, who knows? We're going to see, especially because now she done came across Quintrell.
Oh.
That's about to be juicy, but that'll come.
The way chemistry was. And have y'all ever dated or been with somebody who just didn't quite, like, you liked them, everything was great, cool vibe and everything, regardless of how long y'all were together, but they just didn't turn you on like they needed to, you know what I mean? Like, they just didn't give you that passion and that animalistic, like, oh, we finna get this rockin' type vibe. That guy gave that to her. He gave her that. So you already know that it's about to go down. And if she ever sleeps with him, the current dude, Chuck, he is gone.
Oh, for sure. Boots. I can already tell.
Boots.
He is gone. He is gone.
Yeah. He already has 1 foot out the door at this point.
Okay,
especially after this.
Let's save that for our predictions, because it sounds like we get into our predictions right away. And I know we have a couple more minutes, but I definitely want to talk about Hattie and Ida B, because it's getting deep between them. And I don't know if it's freaky, mentorship, both. I don't know what's going on, but Hattie, Ida B gave Hattie kind of a big job, giving her access to her computer to kind of scan and save her old screenwrites, I believe that was. And Hattie ends up staying at Ida B's house pretty late, you know, smoked a little bit with her, had some wine, I think they had, and they shared some really deep conversations where Ida B revealed that, you know, she had to give her daughter away up for adoption. And even Hattie opened up about her whole fear of love. So how do you guys feel about their relationship? What's going on here? Is it a little awkward, or is it just right?
I don't think it's awkward. And I thought it was, but when Hattie revealed that when she showed that she was not naive and she didn't play the naive character, she showed that she saw it coming. It was kind of like, you know, she's not, you know what I'm saying? She's not blind to it. That's kind of like, that's a good sign, because I mean, at least Hattie's going to be able to, I guess from this point, make her own decision versus feeling like she has to, or like, oh my God, no, she's like, she seemed very conscious of what's going on. And at first, it didn't translate until she said it. So I was glad to see that. And I just think, well, we ain't going to predictions, but right now, but I am worried for Hattie, not for possibly messing around with her. I'm worried for other reasons, and I'll talk about that in the predictions.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I think everything you just said was accurate. It's literally because of the way her mind is. It's the difference between being on the defensive and being on the offensive. Because of where her mind is, whatever is like, it's almost like she's in control. Ida's not throwing at her that she's not prepared for, that's going to catch her off guard and make rational decisions, which most of us do when we're being defensive. So that part, like you said, I really appreciate that also. Yeah, I don't really have a problem. Like, my whole thing is, I think that all of this is showing exactly how it really is here in LA. Like, what this show has shown, whether you look at Marie and Chuck, whether you look at Nia and I don't know his name on the character, Big Sean, whether you look at Hattie, and it all shows that and this is why people talk about people from LA kind of, it's like you always are kind of like guarded. You're always trying to figure out, okay, what do you actually want from me? You want to help me do so-and-so? Okay, what is the underlining thing that you want? You trying to screw me? You trying to steal my idea? Like, what is it that you want? And you always find it out. It's just that sometimes it takes a while to get there. And I feel like each one of those scenarios, people are in something tricky like that, where it's like the other person needs or is getting something from you, and it's just taking you a while to figure out what it is.
All right. So I just want to say one thing that I really like, because Ida B has been dropping gems and teaching not only Hattie, but even me. She's been teaching me a couple of things. But I like how she told Hattie that she has no desire for a relationship, and she could tell this because if Hattie did have this desire for a relationship, she wouldn't be chasing behind someone who doesn't. I thought that was sweet. I was like, damn, I've been there before.
Right. I'm like, I need Lena to stay out of my life. Like, I literally just had this conversation a few weeks ago, a few months ago. Like, why are you constantly chasing people that are emotionally unavailable? Like, what the hell is wrong with you that you are knowingly chasing people that are emotionally unavailable? Stop it. Just stop. Yeah.
But deep down inside, it's because you don't want it either.
I ain't owning that. That ain't my. It's about the television show.
Oh, all right. Well, that was mine.
You know, I'm quiet. I'm just over here like, ooh, Chad.
Yeah, I saw how quiet. I sure did.
Well, I know we are so eager to get into these predictions because we've been hitting at them the entire time. So what are you guys' predictions? What's going to unfold in the next couple of weeks?
I think that Ida B is going to make a full move on Hattie. And I think Hattie she probably will take it, but that's not going to stop her from the other girls that she's with. You know, I think Ida B is going to probably grow some feelings, and that's going to get in the way of what she wants to pursue as a writer. I see that Ida B has already shown some of those jealous characteristics in the previous episode, and so that's going to really translate when she gets, involved. That's them two. Now, Tristan and Nia, it's hard for me to follow that story because their story is always so limited, it's so short. And in this scene today, I found myself not really believing what was going on. And I'll say we didn't really talk about it, but them two, I mean, he said like he always gonna never get a phone. She's gonna be emailing him, so that's not gonna happen. And as far as Marie and her boyfriend, Marie finna get that man. She finna get that guy, and he's about to knock her socks off. And I hope they show some, some scenes, like some upper body scenes, so I can see too, because I want to see. I want to see.
my prediction, I agree with everything Cortez just said. I think that the situation with Hattie and Ida is going to get extremely complicated. I think that Ida realizes that she needs Hattie for her ideas and her creativity because it's a new blood and new energy. So she's, even though she does want the sexual part too, and even though I think it's going to go downhill fairly quickly, I still think she's going to keep her around because she realizes that she needs her creativity, and Hattie needs her her opportunity. Like Hattie needs the fact that Ida has such influence in the industry. So they both need each other, which is what's going to keep them together through the bull that we're about to experience with them. I think that I personally think that Marie. I think Marie is likes women. I'm not going to put a label on it. I think that she has
Marie.
That's the one that's with Chuck, right? Yeah. I think that she likes women, and the reason that I say that is because she not saying that two women can't be close, not saying that two men can't be close, but it's something about her interaction with Hattie that makes me think that there's something there. And then also, maybe she's bi. I don't know. I just, in my gut, feel like she wants to. I feel like she's the girl that has probably done everything the right way her entire life, and she needs to have that, at least what I call a summer of fun. A fun time where you don't live by your own rules, because most responsible people have rules that they set up in their minds. Only gonna date, only gonna have sex after so many dates, only gonna do this. It has to be by the book. She needs a period where she can just wild out, especially in her 20s. This is that time to get it in, and she's about to enter into that period once she gets rid of Chuck. So yeah.
What an interesting prediction. Okay, I was not.
That's a different prediction. I didn't think about that. If it come true, I'm be like, you must know Lena, because that came out. And I'm like, oh.
Between Tyler and Jay Lamar, they be knowing some things.
Well, and then with the other girl, Nia, I'm like Cortez. I don't understand that situation. I don't know where it's going. Big Sean doesn't have a phone. I don't know how it's hard to date someone that doesn't have a car, and you don't have a phone. How am I gonna do that?
Maybe she gonna find out more about why he doesn't communicate. Maybe because we don't really know why, right? He just
I think he made it very clear. He's just like, interactions face to face and experiences that way just makes it even more deeper and real. So I'm going to,
I was just saying it's a beautiful thing. It's just crazy.
Yes. I mean, I wish I didn't have to carry my phone around, because I feel like these things is the devil. But that's a different conversation. So I think my prediction, I believe that Nia and Tristan, I think that they're actually going to build something so deep and genuine, for the fact that he is a person who is super in touch with himself. I think Nia is as well, but she's kind of just still in this accepting stage, and still just trying to find her purpose and alignment in life, whereas he already knows. So I think he's going to be that person to kind of bring it out of her, and just showing her different things. Now, I don't know how long they're going to last, but I think it's going to be a good relationship. And then with Marie and Chuck, I think Quintrell, just by his name.
The name. That's a bad name.
That's a bad
name.
Stay away from Quintrells.
Quintrell is he's about to put it down. I could already see it in his eyes and just the chemistry that he was giving her.
I told you.
So I mean, I'm not getting bisexual vibes from her, but my radar might be a little rusty. I would say, I'm gonna say, she just need her Quintrell right now. She don't even need nobody that's trying to, let me marry you. No, she needs to have her fun and get down, y'all. So I think that's gonna happen. I feel like it's coming, because that blockage down there,
it's gonna mess her up. Oh, it's gonna mess her up.
Ain't nothing been down there. Ain't nothing been down there.
Yeah.
Down there, but it's about to. She's about to be hypnotized.
Yeah, she is. It's bound to be good. And then with Hattie and Ida B, I agree with the both of you. I think something is going to happen where, you know, Ida B is going to shoot her shot because of her position. I don't really see Hattie doing that, even though she's done that the entire time. She's kind of been the one that's been shooting her shot. So I think Ida B is going to do that. They're going to have this relationship. It's not going to really mess up the business side because Ida is very mature. She's secure in her position, her role. And Hattie has a lot to learn. So I think that those two coming together, you know, Ida's going to learn how to loosen up just a little bit, and Hattie's going to learn how to be more mature and disciplined in her work. So
can I just say the Hattie's character and her situation in life, that's why I said this show is so reflective. That is like my biggest fear in life, because I have always felt, and like since I was a baby, that I would be ridiculously successful. But you notice she said that it means nothing to have all of this and you're alone. And I really just always felt like that was, I'm not speaking that, but you know, just to actually see a character that's living that, it's like, okay, let me learn so I not end up like that.
yeah, definitely.
True.
Yeah. So do you guys have any news?
I don't have any news, actually.
The coronavirus is around and everybody's in the house.
Right, everything. If you're looking for some paper towels, you go over to if you know what paper towels are, let me know. Okay.
Let me know.
Y'all better go to Costco.
Yeah.
I need to go tomorrow. I'm scared to leave the house, but I'm gonna make myself go tomorrow. So
yeah.
I got one roll left. Help me.
Look, I've been juicing, so I'm selling fresh juices. If y'all need it, delivery, curbside, knock, get your juice. Yeah. So that's all. Well, I actually had some news about Lena Waithe. She was actually accused of stealing someone's show, The Girls Room. Yeah. So a Dove partner came up with this idea, invited her on, and someone by the name of Lena Lee accused Lena Waithe of kind of stealing her idea. And Lena came on saying, hey, listen, sis, I'm not into stealing nobody's work, and I'm hoping that Dove will clear this up for everyone. So hopefully we'll hear more about that, because I'm interested. I don't feel like Lena Waithe is someone like that, but you know, who knows? So I mean, that's all I have. So it was cool tuning in with all of you. You know,
I'm ready for next week.
Same here. You know, this AfterBuzz makes this quarantine and chill a little more enjoyable. I get to spend time with you guys. So as always, you can find me on all social media platforms at Imani Ajak. That's IMANI Jack. And that's on all social media platforms.
Okay. You can find me on Instagram at Stupid Wild Tez. Just like that.
Just like you. And you can follow me on all social media at the Tyler Tyson.
Hey.
Well, that's it, y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Yay. Here. Yes.
I can help you with it.
Oh yeah, we did. Okay, we could do that together.
Is this yeah, I need practice. I never did them for anyway, so yeah.
Oh, wait. The recap. Oh, the headline. Okay, yeah, that's the same thing we did in a group chat, and then we email it to shows at AfterBuzz. Yeah, for sure. All right.
And did you, Steven, did you want us to reach out to Brie about moving the show for Rochelle? Okay.
Sure. All right. Oh,
Yep.
cool. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.